Welcome to Halloween Horror Events Podcast, where we talk about Halloween haunt events.
From Halloween Horror Nights to Hallowed Screamin' Orlando, Florida, and Hollywood.
Plus epic horror events in the UK.
We bring you news, plus rumors, and our honest opinions.
Now over to the three hosts, Simon, Phil, and Joe. Well, that is if any of them decide to show up.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another HHE podcast. This is a very special one, to be fair. If you follow us on our socials, which I'll get them out of the way, follow us at HHE Pod and HHE Pod 1 on TikTok, HHE Pod on all our socials. This episode is for the winner of the Make Your Own Spec Mac by Hallowed Horror. So there was, I think it was 50 entrants in total, and we got whittled down and voted by the public. We helped to judge our top five, and this is the final winner from the public vote. So this is what we're going to do. It's a special Spec Map episode just for this winner. So congratulations, and we're going to get the HHE treatment. So with me today is Mr. Phil G. Travel. How are you doing, my friend?
Can I ask you a question? What is the HHE treatment? I like that cup.
Oh, that's what I said. It's just our take on a spec map. Like I say, we give the honest opinions of what we think, what we like, what we don't like. We're not. That's it. Oh, what are you think now?
It's on the back of my top shirt, guys. 90 quid and the shot's 12 quid. I'm not saying where I got it from, but if you know, you know.
Oh, anyway.
Got my Chelsea ones coming as well. 24 quid for two. Home and away, even though at home it's disgusting. Oh, but no, do you like look, if you're watching on YouTube,
that's a nice shirt behind you.
YouTube, old school HHE there.
Yeah, and you've got the new student badges. They are ready and waiting for September.
By the way, anyway, I am really looking forward to this. I am going to act like this is a proper universal spec map, and I'm gonna critique it. And if I love it, I am gonna believe in it like Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Well, the truth is, Phil hasn't actually seen any of this map. I just had a quick glimpse of him showing it before, because I came up with the top five that we sent into Hallowed, and this was one of them that I actually put through. So, without further ado, let's show you the winning spec map from Hallowed Horror. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see it on your screens right now. This actual map was from, let me find my screen again. I can't find it.
Yeah,
I'm terrible.
Deary dear. It wouldn't be Simon without Simon having tech issues, would it?
It's not a tech issue. I just put my album in the wrong place. So this is done by Andrus and Andy Alala, I think is. Sorry if I butchered your last name there, mate.
Wow, I can tell you butchered whatever that was.
Well,
I do apologise.
It's put an L with an L over the top of it, and it kind of threw me.
Send it to me, Simon. When this is on YouTube, I'll get it come across the screen.
But he's on Instagram and Twitter at imaginarticart, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's IMAGINATICART. But his links will be in the description, and obviously all this will be in the thing. And he's put on the original thing, it's called Embrace Your Inner Shriek mock event. So that's what he's calling it.
It wouldn't have been better if he called it Embrace Your Inner Shrek.
Well, he has put Shrek, yeah.
Yeah, Shriek. I get it, but I think, I get it. Shriek's go on, do your best shriek, Simon, before we get into this. Go on.
No, thank you.
Go on.
I'm already in enough pain. I already in enough pain as it is. I don't want to put
a shriek would be like this, like,
that's all like Michael Jackson.
Sounds like the BBC when they're around children. Oh, stop, Phil, stop. Now, stop.
Yeah, no, we're not going that far. So, guys, if you are looking at the map on screen, he has given this a icon. So, what do you think about having an icon called the Creator?
Curator.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how he's got a little denty head as well. I like that.
Yeah.
He's
So he
actually like
has
a
put,
cool looking guy. He looks better than most of the ones Halloween Horror Nights make.
yeah, well, he has put a little bit of a backstory to nearly all these houses and everything. So I'll quickly try to read them the best I possibly can. You know what my reading's like. It is a bit shocking. So with the theme for this event, is actually give it a comic book stories slash ideas, cartoony il illustrations, and 60s and 70s. So he's kind of mashed a few things together. So he's put, Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights, embrace your inner shriek. This year's sinister icon, the curator. I can't fucking think it.
Orator, I would say.
Curator, yeah, core.
All right, well,
It's
it's
not.
not getting to 6 hours of saying the word.
It's one of them. It's one of them words that the Bolton accent can't really say very well. So I
Yeah,
do
I know, but
apologise.
can you say that wrestler that I love in NXT?
No,
Just say his name, please.
no.
Just say
If I
it.
have
Go on.
to, if I,
One,
no, if
we're
I have
not
to,
going anywhere until you say it. So
no, if
say
I have
his
to
name.
say no, if I say his name, you have to believe, and I don't believe.
So
So
what's
no.
his name then to believe?
Uh,
Say it. Come on.
Hard Anderson.
He's forgotten it. He's forgotten it, I reckon.
No, I know who it is.
Say
I'm
it.
not saying it. I sent you a
Just
tweet
say it
earlier.
so I can do my clap. Go on. Say his name.
I don't believe in him, but it's Joe Henry. It didn't come. The clap didn't come through.
That's okay because trust me, that's okay.
Oh, he's going to put it in a little clip on him spinning around. Oh no. Anyway,
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
You haven't done this.
here we go. Right, let's back to the map. Bring your unique twist to horror when a door of Dr. Oddfellow's blood falls onto the comic book from McPherson's Collectibles. Its pages spring to life, unleashing a nightmarish world of living illustrations. Sorry, say it back to my normal crap. I can't read it. Each haunted house and scare zone is infused with a dark and comic book aesthetic, blending its spine-chilling horror with surreal, illustrated elements. As you journey through these twisted tales, you'll encounter grotesque caricatures. Wow, mate. Malveurant monsters and eerie environments. Wow, this is only the first one. All connected by the mysterious power of the creator and the cursed comic book. Get ready for a fight where your worst fears are dawn to life. Yeah. So if you want to know some backstories on all these, we will do a thread on X of all of them one after another for you, so you can actually see them. I'll do that. Or I'll do it. So let's go into the event. What do you want to do, clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Whatever floats your boat.
Right. So we'll just
Liv
go
Mor
into.
you anti-clockwise is Liv Morgan, clockwise is Rhea Ripley.
Ah,
This
so
is becoming a wrestling.
we're going anti-clockwise then. So we'll go backwards. Uh,
You like it backwards, I've heard.
who doesn't?
Wow. This
Anyway.
has definitely become a wrestling podcast today.
Anyway, so we'll just go in the letter order. So in A, I think that says Anox Revenge. Something Japanese in it.
Japanese. Remember that song?
Yeah. It says in this Japanese ghost story, Kenzo Kazu. Wow.
Well, I
Sorry,
know
right.
look,
Yeah,
Simon can't speak English. He's not going to be speaking Japanese, people.
I know. He's an arrogant young man who disrespects everyone in his path, believing himself untouchable. His hubris his whatever catches up with him in the end when he's confronted by a vengeance spirit offering forgiveness for his wrongs. However, Kenzo's arrogance blinds him into the chance of redemption. Instead, he finds himself haunted by the spirit's crew. Each apparition I give up. He's getting a toll on his prideful lifestyle. Oh my word. As a supernatural torture escalates, Kenzo must confront his own arrogance and sneak away to end the haunting before it consumes him completely. So this looks like a bit of a Japanese vengeance tour.
That is a pure anime storytelling, mate.
Mm.
I've watched some anime. I'm not a big anime fan, but when you do watch some of them are absolute fire. And that is an anime story about Phil G travel on YouTube. Check him out. He's an arrogant bastard.
Yeah. Moving on to
I
B.
like it though. I'm going to give
Yeah.
it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I had no idea on anime at all, but I do like the story of vengeance, and if it's anything, if it's bloody, yeah, I'll probably go with a 7.5. Probably, you know me, I'm always a bit more nicer than you.
You
We've
will be on the
got
next one.
Scooby-Doo in the Haunting of the Haunted House. That sounds like something out of Blumhouse.
Scooby-Doo in the
Yeah.
Haunting of the Haunted House.
So, I like that. I like this. What I just had a quick glance over the thing. So, the Mystery Incorporated gang invited you to experience a haunted house inspired by their own adventures. However, they quickly discover that this house is genuinely haunted by a malevolent spirit that is unleashed by the immortal blood spilt on the sinister Dr. Oddfellow. It's up to you and the gang to put the spirits to rest and escape the true terror that haunts within. It's kind of bringing in a bit of HHN's lore into that as well.
Yes, and Dr. Oddfellow, that is quite interesting. But
It will be a comedy house. It would have to be the comedy house of
yeah,
because
now
it
I
can't be
know
scary.
this is where I upset the HHN fan base. I just don't think Scooby-Doo has any place in HHN, in my opinion. It's too childish.
Yeah.
It's a clever idea. I'll tell you what, this would actually be a wicked zone in Epic Universe.
Mm.
Or
Yeah.
if in a Scooby-Doo zone, maybe, and this would be the perfect ride.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
It's
yeah.
Scooby-Doo. It does have a place in, I'm going to do air quotes, horror, but it's like child's horror. It's not adult
I
horror.
just think, what's that zone called in that movie? The theme park for Scooby-Doo, what everyone wants at Universal.
Mhm.
You know the Scooby-Doo movie when they go to the theme park? What's it called, the theme park?
Spooky Island.
Now, if we had a spooky island at Islands of Adventure, this would be a fantastic ride
Mm.
at Spooky Island. But for me, because it's Scooby-Doo, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It would have been a 3, but the Dr. Oddfellow thing intrigued me.
Well, I've got to give this more than that because I'll get probably shot if I didn't. Because
Fun.
there's a certain somebody in my household who actually loves and adores Scooby-Doo. So I'm gonna give this a 7. I would be happily go through it. Don't think it would be top of my list. But yeah, it definitely would be there or thereabouts for me. So then into C, I think it is. Are we on to now? Yeah, C. So C is Cryptids Unleashed, I'm going to say. Or Crypt ID. I think it's Crypt ID because I'm reading what it says. Step in
Cryptids. Cryptids.
Cryptids. Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
it's the fonts. It makes me.
Sorry, people, if my
Mm.
dog's decided that he wants to come and see me.
Hello, Ace.
By the way, and when this is out, Ace will be 15 years old.
Yeah,
15
happy
years of this
birthday.
boy. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ace. So, step into the Universal Investigation Sanctum, CIS.
Sanctum. Sanctum.
Sanctum, yeah. A cutting-edge facility housing some of the most in imaginative, is it imagnetic? Oh, I can't read at all. Creatures, including those from past horror nights. A sudden malfunction creates a massive blast door, unleashing the creatures and forcing you to flee to a safe house in the woods behind the facility. Are you, as you navigate, you'll encounter Jersey Devils, Yetis, Chupacabras, that one, I can never say that one, and
Yeah.
and the legendary Mothman. I
I like
like
this.
this. I like that idea because that's bringing in modern folklore and past Halloween events as creatures as well.
Yeah, some of the best originals they've made as well.
And that would be in a
Yeah.
scare zone, so that would be in a
I
soundstage
like
as opposed to in
how
the
he's
sea.
made it about the event as well. So the story behind it is we have to leave where the event is to go behind to a safe
Yeah.
house. That's brilliant. 8.5 out of 10.
At the moment, that is probably yeah, probably the same for me because that's like definitely the top of my list.
So I've got to be careful. Can't give 9s and 10s yet because it
Yeah,
could be something else what comes up.
yeah. Well, if you feel it's going to be a 9 or 10, mate, you can always give it a
No,
9
it's
or
an
10.
8.5. It's an 8.5 because
Right.
he forgot to
So
add Joe Hendry.
right.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Anyway, Next, the next house is Scurvy Tales till the ink dries, I think it says. So we've got Albert. I can't. It's Arthur. How the hell did I say Albert? It's actually Arthur. I don't get it. Don't ask me why. My brain's not working at all. Arthur Fable Wright, a, a desperate author searching for a fresh approach, stumbles upon a secret ink mixed with Dr. Oddfellow's blood. As he writes, his horrific ideas spring to life, creating terrifying creatures and scenarios. You must navigate the nightmarish world and escape both the ink-filled before the ink finally dries. Scale writing so small. See if I can make it. I can't even make it bigger. I've lost where I was. Sealed their fate within Arthur's twisted creation. Time is running out, and your survival depends on outwitting the horrors born from Arthur's dark stories. Yeah, Phil's losing the will to live. Am I right reading today? But yeah, this Scurvy Tales. I've always liked the Scurvy Tales franchise and Halloween Horror Nights. Doesn't sound like there's going to be any of the original Scurvy Tales in it. Sounds like there's going to be new ones that you'll be bringing in. So, what do you think about someone?
7 out of 10. The only thing is, he's using Dr. Oddfellow again. I think he should have used maybe a different icon or something. So their blood could have used Jack's just for a bit of fun, as he's been
Yeah,
mixing so much in.
yeah, but he does say that the Dr. Oddfellow's blood falls on the comic book from where all this is coming from. So
I suppose, yeah, but
yeah,
that's
so it
that's
kind of
pushed me
link.
up.
It's kind of
Okay,
linking it all in.
I will change it to an 8 now for that.
Yeah, it'd be 7.5 for me for that one because it's
Wow, it's the first time
well,
you've been lower.
yeah, but I know the Scurvy Tales franchise, and the Scurvy Tales is kind of like a piss take on Disney, and there's nothing in there to
It's a
carry on the story.
12 out of 10 then if it's taking the piss out of Disney.
But it's not carrying on the story. It's like I think it was Halloween Horror Nights 25 where we had Scurvy Tales and Steampunk, and they did it in a scare zone. It just didn't work. But that was that. Moving into another soundstage house, we have Cursed Reflections, a Boris Schuster mystery. I'm interested in this one. This is what I think it is, but I don't know. Join private investigator Boris Schuster as he dives into a mystery of Dr. Mary Agana's disappearance. So yeah, it is what I thought it was. As you travel back in time, the familiar tale transforms into a walking noir comic book. Oh, interesting. Brought to life by the drop of Dr. Oddfellow's blood, experience this story from a new perspective, navigating shadowy rooms and encountering vivid animated characters and scenes straight out of noir comic. Unveil the dark secrets and twists of this immersive, blood-soaked mystery before time runs out. Well, this is at the moment. This is going to the top of my list as number 9 because this was one of the first years I went to Halloween Horror Nights with Halloween with 2008 Reflections of Fear, bringing Bloody Mary back to the event. There was no idea.
Look, I didn't start until what, 2016, 2017. So this sort of Boris Schuster stuff goes over my head still. So what I've heard about Boris Schuster, he bores the hell out of me.
Well,
But
I'm not in the Boris Schuster's bit. I'm not bothered about. It's the Bloody Mary bit I was interested because that was the one I went to where
as I
all the
can't, that's
houses.
the problem because I can't really go back that far.
Yeah, but you do know the
Uh,
story of Bloody Mary, don't you?
Bloody Mary's bloody boring.
Yeah, but you say her name 3 times and in a mirror she appears and takes
Yeah,
you.
but
Yeah.
that's nowhere near as good as say his name and he appear. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
See? Send him a fucking curveball, he still can take it.
Yeah.
So moving round into the Fast and Furious stage.
By the way, I'll give that a 7.
Sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. That gets an 8.5 for me. I like that. Not my favourite up to now, but
Oh, this one's got to get a 0.
Well,
It'll take something amazing from me.
yeah. Well, this is the weekend. Dawn FM Torment. Uh, After the chaotic events of After Hours Nightmare, the weekend is on the run, sorry, and crashes his car besides an abandoned warehouse where police arrive at the scene. They find the car empty. His radio is still playing. As you begin your journey through the ominous warehouse, you plunge into a horrific purgatory inspired by the music and videos from the album. Inside, you encounter nightmarish scenes of torture and eerie, surreal experiences. Prepare for a haunting, music-infused journey through the twisted world of Dawn FM. I wasn't much of a lover of the Weekend House when it was here, so I can see it working, but it just didn't do anything for me at the event, and this would be probably the same for me personally.
Listen, The Weeknd is a phenomenal artist. He's just not my cup of tea. He never has been. I mean, I tried to listen to his albums before the last one. I find him very just generic, but I'm from a generation. Maybe it's just not
Yeah,
my cup of tea.
well,
Um,
the
I
thing
can
is
see
that
for the younger generation, this would be an absolute
mm,
banger after banger after banger, and to
mm,
me, it would be one and done probably.
yeah,
So
well,
for that, I'm going to give it a 4.
the thing is with the weekend, his music is good, the videos are better.
Oh, his videos are brilliant.
Yeah, but it's hard to put the videos. Well, but it's not that difficult to put the videos into a house. But it just have to be one film. Sorry, one video. It can't really be. Well, it could be because, like I said, he does it in his other album, doesn't he? It sends more of a different journey. But I just don't. I'm just not a lover of
Is
the
he still around
weekends.
The Weekend? As in,
Yeah,
has he got a new album out?
I'm not sure, mate. I don't know. But this one would get probably the same as me. Just be like 4.5
I
for me.
would rather have a Slim Shady house. Not
Oh,
Eminem,
that
Slim
yeah,
Shady.
yeah, oh, yeah. Definitely get. There'll be
Mm.
some things in that Halloween Horror Nights can definitely not get away with.
Cancel
But
culture will be crying, I know that.
so we move into what would be, I think, one of the new sprung tents if he's got it into G, I think. Yeah. So we
I've
have,
never noticed that P and G next to each other, just for me.
uh, yeah, it also says HI the other way around as well. And Tales from the Crypt Keeper's Vault. So I think this is a callback to any old houses back in one, through two, 4, and 5, I think. The Crypt Keeper returns to Horror Nights, this time inviting you into his twisted vault of horror to showcase his favourite moments of a personal collection of terrifying tales. As you venture deeper into the vault, you'll experience the most chilling and gruesome stories cultured by the master of horror himself. Prepare for a spine-tingling journey through the Crypt Keeper's most sinister and unforgettable tales. I just started rewatching The Crypt Keeper, and there's some stuff in that definitely it definitely was never made for kids, but
Well,
it
that
seems to.
depends. Back in the day, it would have been, but yeah, the
No, no,
softest.
look
They
at
weren't
season 1,
soft.
episodes 2 and 3.
Nah, kids are soft these days.
No,
Back
mate,
in them, day,
there's full blown
nah.
nudity in it. That was not made for kids.
What is your point? As a kid in the 70s and 80s, I saw nudity all the bloody time.
Yeah, but it definitely wasn't on a kids' TV channel. Anyway, this is
Yeah,
probably gonna
I
go.
must admit the channel was always grainy and like flicking up and down, if you know what I mean, back in the days.
Oh, told you,
Yeah.
always make sure you put your tracking right first before you press play. Because if anyone can understand that reference, let us know. Let us know if you can understand why you had to track something before you put
How
it
do
on.
we not have more listeners? I mean, we're probably we're the most. I'm just saying that
Ah,
we're the most unserious out of all the podcasts,
uh,
I reckon.
so I think this one's gone up to. I think this is on the same level as Scurvy Tales for me. It's old classic horror from back in the day.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm going to give this a 9.
is that corn? That next one.
Well, I will see in a
Well, but
second.
Tales of the Crypt 8.
Tales of the Crypt 8. So we're balancing it out here, I think. So we've got Crow, Terror's Tradition.
By the way, isn't Crow in England like Wacky Backy? Isn't that
No,
one of the nicknames for it?
not that I'm
Kids
aware
in
of.
down south say, "Oh, can you get me some crow?"
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
think this
just
is.
letting out secrets here, aren't I?
Yeah.
About the UK now.
I don't know whether this is a play on an old icon that was called Thingy Crow, but I don't know. Well, I'll read the blurb anyway. Um, have I skipped one there?
No, you did
No, it's
Tales of the
it's
Crypt. Now you want Crow.
it's no, it's the way it's put it. It's the other way around. So we have discovered the chilling origin story of a desperate farmer with barren land who encounters a mysterious yet familiar clown. He offers to set up his
Yes.
carnival on the cursed property, scaling the farmer's fate, sealing the farmer's fate, sorry. Witness the eerie transformation and the birth of the living legend as the farmer's land becomes more haunted and cursed, forever linked to the dark supernatural essence of Halloween. So yeah, this is a play on Nathaniel Crowe, an ex Halloween lost icon, I believe. Or he was actually in the ideas, but never actually came to fruition. And he looks like he's got Jack as his leader. I like
Jack is
Sanders. So
back, baby.
he's at the moment I can see he's kind of touching everybody who's a Halloween Horror Nights fan, the young, old,
Touching.
yeah, touching the inner child.
Okay, I'm glad you added that. It's because if he's touching and he didn't usually touching younger people. Well, that's
Uh,
BBC.
I think it's touching everyone's inner part of Halloween Horror Nights. We're bringing everyone together into one event, which I quite like it. I'm quite
This
liking it.
the way he's done this is this would have to be like a 40th year celebration.
Hmm, it will be. So I'm going to give that one. That's probably up there again. That's going to be at least an 8 for me.
I'm going to give it a 9. It's going to be my
Oh,
highest.
interesting.
Even though I'm worried
Interesting.
about the corn. Can you change that corn to something else?
It could be fake corn.
Nope, they've tried that. That didn't work. So we're going to change it. So that is going to be weed. It's a
Wheat.
weed farm. Weed
Wheat.
farm. No
Yeah,
weed. It's going to
wheat.
be a part of South Park.
Oh, oh, what's it called? What's the farm
Randy
called?
sells it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what
Integrity.
the Integrity
Integrity.
Farm. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Now going to something I never really got into when I was a kid, but Goosebumps. So this would be the
Very
another comedy
American.
house,
We,
wouldn't
we were more
it? Yeah.
into strange things. Going around to Twist from Australia, weren't we?
Yeah.
Are you
Sam Twist
going round to
and Grot
Twist?
Bags
Yeah.
and Grot Bags. Don't forget Mrs. Grot Bags. You know, that's a reference that not many people will get.
If Lucas is
So
listening, he will do.
yeah. So R.L. Strain, I think Stein invites you into his elaborate mansion for a surprising unveiling of his groundbreaking new novel, where readers can choose their own endings. Oh, interesting. A concept inspired by Julian Dragons. However, as the evening progresses, the mysterious power infused by Dr. Oddfellow's blood and the malevolent spirits of Slappy the puppet.
It's a puppet.
Sorry,
No, but
that
the
is
English
all I
people getting this, the
that is all
Americans
I
ain't.
that is all I had in my head then. That's why I started laughing. Um, bringing the new novel to life. Stein's mansion transforms into a labyrinth of terror, each room showcasing the most popular books and the monsters that haunt their pages. Guests must navigate through living nightmares and confront their deepest fear as orchestrated by the dark music unleashed within Stein's private collection. Yeah, I've never been really into Goosebumps, but that sounds pretty good actually, especially with the puppet bit, because they
It's
would have to.
let's say the older UK people over 30, every time you hear the puppet getting beaten up and that, you're just going to hear UK people going, "It's a puppet." What's his name again? The comedian who did it. What was his name?
Brian Connolly.
Yeah, Brian Connolly. So for American friends out there, if you're listening,
Yeah, Google
what he
Brian
used to do,
Connolly puppet. Just do
yeah.
that and watch it.
But I'll tell you quickly, like he had a fake puppet on his hand, obviously, and he pretended to be a
It wasn't
TV
his.
kids thing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the puppet would do something, and then he'd smash the hell out of the puppet. The audience would go, "Ah!" and he'd turn around and go, "It's a puppet."
I
But it's
just felt
better
for
if
the.
you actually see it.
I actually felt sorry for the guy's hand because he did get whacked a
Yeah.
few times. So, keeping with the event, we might have to split this off in a minute, actually.
This is going to be
Uh,
one of our longest episodes we might be taking on 365 at the way at this point.
Well, we usually do go quite long with the spec maps, don't we? So anyway, we'll move on to the final house. We've got Universal Monsters, Revenge of the Black Lagoon. So I think I know where this is going. A crew of explorers discover the severed hand of the severed hand from the of the creature of the Black Lagoon. When Whistler takes it to study, not realizing the curse is placed on them. Believing they can lift the curse by returning the hand, they realize they have ensnared by the lagoon's maleficent inhabitants, caused by its cursed blood infected waters, transforming these creatures into more grotesque and immoral monstrosities. Wow, some big words in this today. Transformed into ghastly creatures themselves, they become part of a vicious circle, luring future explorers into the lagoon deadly. I like that. That's an original take on, bit like Creature from the Black Lagoon, but doing an original take on it, where you become the creature rather than the creature getting you.
Right.
I like that.
Let me explain one thing here. It's a bit of a spoiler for people when we do our hype list episode for this year's Halloween Horror Nights Orlando 33. I'm getting bored of Universal Monsters. I know there's loads of people, I'm just bored of it every year in a row, and it's the Walking Dead thing for me. I don't know how many people can slag down the Walking Dead and then not do it with the Universal ones. But this standalone is awesome idea. So if I
Mm.
take the Universal Monster idea out of my head and just have this as a concept of a house, this is awesome. And it's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. So
I
I,
bet that
I've
got the listeners going there, didn't they? Thought I was
yeah.
going to butcher
So
it.
I'm on an eight and a half out of 10 for that.
So what was my
Um,
favourite again? I
I
can't
think
remember.
yours was Crow.
Could be. I think that was 9, wasn't
Mm.
it?
Yeah, mine was a split between Tales of the Crypt Keepers
Cryptids.
Vault and Scary Tales. So I think if we just I'll take a quick little break in a minute, because we've still got the scare zones to go through and the shows. I think I'm going to give the houses alone. I'm going to give them a solid 8 for the whole event. There's a couple of ones that I'm not really bothered about, but I'm going to give the houses just an 8 as a
Did you right?
broad.
Now, this is gonna be quite interesting. I was gonna give it a 9, but Scooby-Doo does not do it for me. So I've had to put it down to an 8 as well.
Right, so I'll just drop that down. So houses will get an 8 each. So that's interesting. Interesting. So and just like that, I believe you've got the smile down to a T as well. You really need to go if you're listening to this, go to YouTube and just see
I
what
think you
Tales of
need to
the
watch this one on YouTube anyway to see the
yeah.
spec map anyway. So
Oh, because there's a lot more to come yet. He's got artwork for everything as well, so it's pretty cool. So the spec map is back up. So we are now on to the scare zones. So I think he's put the first one, K, in that production where Dr. Oddfellow was last
yeah,
year.
obviously
Uh,
not now. It's been pushed a bit forward this year now, but
yeah.
it's all
So
been a
we
bit changed.
have uh, the, the curator presents front page screen.
Read
So
all about it. Read all about it. If the crater's not like 4 foot tall, we're missing something here.
the British guy with a flat cap,
Yeah.
little like your own kid.
Takes his cap off and then you see he's like he's dented head. It would be brilliant.
So this obviously brings you into the event for Halloween Horror Nights. So we've got Welcome to the Terror. As you enter the event, you are greeted by the haunting creator in the flesh, driven by the dark powers linked to a cursed comic book. Creator's voice echoes, recounting the eerie tale of how his comic book, stained with Dr. Oddfellow's blood, has twisted reality. Each creature you encounter embodies a character of horror from its pages, a vengeance spirit, a monstrous clown, and other malevolent entities brought to life. This story intertwined with yours as you unveil the mysteries and horrors lurking within the horrid, haunted pages. So I like what he's doing there. He's
to be
trying
fair.
to.
But would that mean you would see some of the other icons in that area?
It sounds like it. It sounds like it's
See,
all from a book.
that could be a problem. Could crowd congestion, especially when the event starts.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
it's no to get me before if he's thinking I'm just bashing, I'm not bashing. It's a clever idea, but I'm
yeah.
thinking about the selfie warriors who will just
Yeah.
stand there constantly getting selfies.
Yeah. It might. I know. I can understand why he's done it there because he wants to introduce
Because
everyone to
yeah,
the event, but it would probably
maybe the
been
way
better.
around it would be the curator with some different type of not icons but scare actor things, but posters of the
Yeah.
comics like that. So you see a bit of Jack, you see like that. That would work perfectly then.
Yeah, but with it being an introduction, I can see why he's put it there. But if he's going to have a lot of um, icons, and doing air quotes icons, that would be better in Hollywood. So you could have stages for each one,
Yeah.
showcasing them all on a
Yeah, but
page of
I
the book.
understand. Yeah, the
But
creator makes sense. It does
yeah,
make sense why the creator has to be at the
yeah,
front. Is he's a bit
yeah.
part of it.
So
I've
then we're
never
moving
said.
to Hollywood. We've got False Idols Part Two, the Boris Schuster mystery. I don't even know we had Part One, but anyway. So we've got Step into the noir-inspired world of Boris Schuster where the mysteries of the
Stop,
20
stop.
what
We didn't give it a bloody score.
oh yeah, sorry. I'm
7.
gonna give the whole I'm gonna give all scare zones one altogether.
No, I'm gonna
No,
do one at a
no,
time, then I'll give
no.
you one. 7 out of 10. Because then you know what my favourite one is.
Yeah. So yeah, probably about the same. It's a nice introduction. I just think it's
Yeah.
technically in the wrong place for the scale that
Yeah. No, it
almost
deserves the
probably need.
biggest one.
Yeah. So we've got, like I said, the False Idols Part Two, a Boris Schuster mystery. Step into the noir-spied world of Boris Schuster, where the mysteries of the 2022 tribute store's comic book room collide. There's the part two. I see what he's done there. As you transverse the transformed New York streets, it New York.
Yes, L.
Oh, oh, I've gone the wrong way. I'm looking at Hollywood, and ha ha. My fault. Yeah, it's fine. No worries. Me get my bearings mixed up. It mirrors the styled pages of the dark comic book brought to life. Amidst the shadows, you uncover the final pieces of the puzzle, guided by the echoes of the past. Uh, in enigmatic era of the Boris Schuster himself, you unravel the secrets that bind the comic book world and the haunting legacy of the comic book cursed by Dr. Oddfellow's blood. So this is like a follow-on from the tribute store, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Which,
I just don't think it's in the right place again.
because
I
I
think
actually,
it, I
I
like
was,
it, but I think it would be better in N.
where's it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking when it was there. I was thinking it would be great
Yeah,
for there because you could have big doubles with the comic
yeah.
books,
So
and have
it's still got the size and everything.
yeah,
But I
because
know
have it
what.
as
Yeah, again, I know why he's put it there because of the tribute store.
yeah.
But
I was
sometimes, yeah,
that's why I was thinking it was down there because if you had like a stage of each comic book page or two
yeah,
pages and telling a story as you
it's a
walk
pretty
down
good dark zone
Hollywood,
as well to make it
yeah.
work better with the black and white.
To be honest, you could do it in Hollywood. It's just that your problem is you've got all them facades and buildings, and that can create a different
Yeah,
atmosphere. So yeah, I can see why he's put it there. If I would have done, I would have switched it to
it's just
M
yeah.
to N.
But my
Um,
score for that, yeah, again, I wasn't actually the biggest fan of the tribute store, the truth be told, from
no, I
2022.
enjoyed it. It was
So
just
yeah, it was a clever idea. I like the floor stuff and that. Do you remember the floor?
yeah, the rain
All
and
that,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
all
Yeah.
that stuff. I love stuff like that. But I think we got spoiled when we had the Years of Stranger Things and that in there. We had some amazing tribute stores.
Hmm.
Um, I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
I'll be a little bit more generous because I like the story behind it. I'll give it 6.5.
Wow,
No,
the way you bigged that up with
no,
point
it's a little
five.
bit better. You know what I mean? Well, we might as well go around to M. Uh, the creature at the lighthouse. So let
Now
me find it.
that's in the right place
Yes,
because it's right
maybe.
next to the lake.
Yeah. So we've got on. On a mystic pier stands a lighthouse. Its beacon guiding a ship carrying a mysterious creature. As a ship nears, disaster strikes. The creature breaks free from its crate, plunging into dark waters below. Oh, interesting. Now loose upon the pier, the hunt begins to contain the escaped menace before it unleashes havoc on the unsuspected town nearby. It's kind of a spin on Dead Dead Man's Pier.
Yeah, but I do think the creature needs to spawn some babies or something, because one creature on its own is not going to make a scare zone work. So I'm going to pretend it's had babies. Like, let's say some babies. On that. And I like where it is. I like everything about this one. I think it's a very clever idea. It will work easier. We've sort of had that idea there before, but I think this is better than Halloween Horror Nights version. I'm
But
going to give it an 8.
but if it's got an element of people panicking, trying to catch the monster, you only see the monster a couple of times. It can work if you do it that way.
I liked it. It's 8 out of 10. I
Yeah,
like the idea of it.
yeah.
What's your score?
Um, I'm liking the way I'm thinking it. It's actually done where it's got people a bit like when it had the aliens when you saw one alien for a bit and there were loads of people trying to capture the aliens. I can't remember what that zone was called, but it was in the same area. So I'm going to give that 8.5 because it'd be quite claustrophobic that I can actually get into.
So far, it's both our favourites.
So let's move into I think because
Oh, it should be, yeah.
we'll
Meant
go
to be O
round, we'll do
before
a
it,
loop.
yeah.
So we've got Punked and Patch.
I like the name.
Yeah, so we've got it's a cursed pumpkin patch.
Right area
Reminiscent
for it again.
rambunctious teens smash pumpkins for kicks, unaware that each smashed piece holds a dark secret. The re- the ret- the Republican the remnants come to life. Huh? The remnants, oh sorry, remnants come to life, transforming the teens into unwitting performers in a sinister punk rock show, orchestrated by vengeful pumpkin spirits. Now they must survive the nightmarish concert or become part of the haunted patch forever. So kids, don't smash pumpkins, as they're gonna come back and get
I
you.
like the lore of this as well. That's like a good storytelling, different lore that I've never heard with
Mm,
pumpkin patches before. It's in the right area. It's a nice compact zone for that.
yeah,
Nice and dark. You've definitely got to be spraying the fog in there, as well.
yeah.
A lot of fog.
This scare zone in this area deserves the one of the better ones of any event, and this fits it perfectly because it'll be dark, it'll be dingy, you can have the lighting perfect. Um,
And
this is up there.
it's
It's
just become my favorite. It's an
yeah,
8.5 out of 10.
it's 9 for me. I love the
9.
pumpkin at 9. I love the pumpkins. I love how it's all enclosed. The only problem is with that scare zone now is with the Lagoon show that may be coming back next year. Um,
I always think if they bring the Lagoon, shouldn't they somehow
should,
inherently make that scare zone fit in with the Lagoon show?
I personally think they should not shut the scare zone down, but ask the scare actors to leave, not leave the area, but not go as intense when the show's on because you can't hear the
I,
music in that
I'm
zone
just
or anything,
thinking though,
can you?
if
But
that was part of the scare zone and the show, so
mm,
through the whole night you're walking through it, but how cool is that to make it part of the show as well? That is the law of the show. You're walking through it, so people might not want to watch the show, just go through the scare zone. They might go,
mm,
oh, I want to watch the show now. Yeah. So what
yeah,
did you give it again?
9 for me.
I gave it obviously an 8.5.
So our final zone over in Hollywood, we have bugs exterminate and survive. The once docile insects have evolved into merciless predators. They swarm through the streets, exterminating anyone in their path. Inspired by the chilling atmosphere of HHN Hollywood's 2023 tram tour and the sequel to Bugs Eaten Alive, this terrifying journey pits humanity against the relentless swarm of mutant bugs, where survival means fighting or becoming prey. The Bugs house didn't really get me that much. I know it terrified a lot of people, but
Yeah,
these are
if you're scared of bugs, this is a scary zone, but you and me were not.
no. Um,
Yeah, again,
but
I think that's a
fighting,
generation. I think it's a generation as well, mate. When we were kicked out of our houses to play outside in the mud.
yeah. I used to eat bugs for breakfast.
But it's a clever idea. It is a clever idea.
Hmm.
It's got to be a bit of a comedy to me though.
Yeah, it'd be like big or
B
a bit
movie
like Killer
bugs.
Clown. Yeah,
Yeah, B
B
movie
movie
bugs.
bugs. Yeah.
That
For
would work
that,
for me.
actually, I still give it 7.5. It'd still be one of
I
my
was gonna
favorites.
say a 7.5 as well for that. So, people, if he's listening, he must be thinking they're slagging it down, and all of a sudden the scores are quite good. So that tells you how good this map is
Hmm.
because we're critique. The critique is here, but at the same time, we actually really are enjoying this.
Yeah. So across the zones, it's probably the zones in my eyes are a little bit probably better than the houses for me, just because of the general theming across them all. And
Um,
you spend more time in the zone. I spend more time in the zones because you get to see more. Because the houses
I get
you
what you mean.
through it and through it. So I'm going to give the zones an 8.5 for it, but
Well,
across the board.
I was gonna give it a 9 again,
Okay.
but yeah, again, there's just that one what lets it go for me, and it's the Boris Schuster thing again. It just
Right.
doesn't do it for me. So it's going to be an 8.5 like you. So that's not really much of a loss of it.
No.
That's an incredible amount.
Yeah. So we do have two shows. It's got one in the
Don't forget the
lagoon.
rubbish Death Eaters as well.
Well, I'm going to go through that. They're attractions, which we'll go through at the end. Um, we've got two shows. I know one that Phil would definitely not want to watch, but We'll do the Lagoon show first. We have experience. It's what a gaslit a Halloween tale. Experience a nighttime horror lagoon water show where the mischievous, playful spirits narrated a ghastly story celebrating the fun and wonder of Halloween. Set on the Universal Studios Lagoon, the show features dazzling lights, mesmerizing water effects, and a killer, kooky vintage Halloween soundtrack, uh, reminiscent of the ghoulish. Join the narrator as he spins a spine-tingling tale that blurs the lines between reality and the supernatural, promising a thrilling and immersive Halloween adventure like no other.
Nice, sounds interesting. But the problem with these, you need the right music, so we can't critique it on its music because he hasn't had it. The added music, he's just out of this world genius. But But
Yeah.
yeah, with these, it is a very strong point about music. Story-wise, it sounds very interesting. The problem I've got the Lagoon, I haven't seen the new Lagoon show yet, so I don't know how things can work. Simon's screen's blocky of me, so I'm not sure what's
Yeah,
going on.
I think my internet's unstable.
Okay,
Looks
well,
like
I'll
it's,
keep on talking. It looks like you're back, but I'll
I'm
just
back
give
now.
this,
I'm back. Yeah.
I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 7. It's hard to beat that original Halloween Horror Nights
It's
Lagoon show.
beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's going to take a massive show. The problem is with this, we're trying to imagine what it would be like rather than actually
That's why
seeing
I
it.
pointed out
So,
about the music. The music
mm.
makes a very big thing to a Lagoon show.
so yeah, 7. I think it's a 7. Yeah,
Yeah, you
7.
said 7, I said 7.5.
Yeah, I'm breaking up again. I think my internet is playing up big style at the moment.
The way your picture has paused on my screen there, sometimes when Zoom does this, by the way, it never does it and you see it normally. But if it
Right.
stays like that, you look like an evil like villain. You was like this.
Hmm. We'll see what happens, but it keeps coming up. My internet is unstable for some reason, even though I get five. Well, it is Virgin. Anyway, we have a show in the Fear Factor stage. It's Bill and Ted's Halloween reunion. It's going to be 50-50 on this show and 50-50 across the nation, I think, for whether you like this or not. Time to party on once again. Bill and Ted are summoned back to Halloween Horror Nights for a zany and nostalgic return to save the spirit of Halloween. Since their absence, pop culture has spiraled out of control, threatening the holiday's existence. Armed with iconic moments and humour spanning since their farewell tour in 2017, you embark on a wild, and hilarious journey through time, waving the cavalcade of comedy to restore faith into the future of Halloween. Along the way, you'll encounter beloved characters, mishaps, and unexpected twists, all in the quest to ensure that Halloween remains most excellent for generations to come.
You go first,
This is
mate.
terrible. I'm gonna say if they can do it and they can use the stuff in the last about 7 years, there's a lot of material there. And the thing is, don't be scared of what to say. If they can do it that way, it gets a 9 out of 10. If it's like the last Bill and Ted, where it kind of petered out a bit, it'll go down to a 7. So at the moment, with my expectations, it's going to be a 9 out of 10.
I hate Bill and Ted. I don't find it funny. I didn't find it funny back in the day, mate. I've said it on our podcast. I find American humor very childish compared to ours. Ours is a lot darker. Um, 6 out of 10.
Okay. So, what would you say? It was an 8 across the board for both of us.
7 point.
I give 9 and 7. I give mine 9 and a 7, so mine's an 8 anyway.
Sorry, I'm just trying to fix something on the computer as well at the same time.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's a brilliant event overall. Score.
Yeah, well, what did he give you the shows then?
The shows altogether, both of them, gonna have to give it a 6.5.
Right. Well, like I say, across the event, if we add it all together, uh, 2 8s, 8.5, 8. It's going to be a solid 8 out of 10 for the whole event. Um, which, to be honest, nothing's ever perfect. But if I got given this event for Halloween Horror Nights 33, I wouldn't say no to it.
I definitely would have preferred it for 32.
Yeah. So he also shared quite a little bit more
I,
artwork.
I am back properly, so this is good timing.
So what I'm going to do, I'll go to the very end.
Could I just say, just looking at all of them, his artwork is put
Yeah.
Horror Nights,
So
Florida, and Hollywood to shame.
yeah. So if you are, please go onto YouTube. There will be a thread of these underneath if you like. He has put them on there himself, so he has got them on his own Instagram and Twitter, I think. So, but if you're looking on the screen now, you've got like a comic book with the curator behind it and all the houses, the names of all the houses, saying Halloween Horror Nights.
Pretty cool t-shirt.
Yeah, I think he wants this one put into a poster, and I think that'll turn into a very good poster. That
Yeah.
I think it'll be very cool.
I'll tell you what, we see the curator properly now. And I love the
Mm.
design.
Yeah,
One eye,
yeah,
hardly
very
any
creepy
teeth.
fingers. Yeah,
It looks like a girl from Broadfield.
yeah. So they're not going to be in any particular order these, but he's got the artwork for the weekend, Dawn FM. Maybe similar to the other one at
Yeah,
the
there's not really much you can do with that.
yeah Scooby-Doo. He's got a picture of Scooby-Doo in
That
in the
literally looks like a movie artwork,
yeah.
a
Well, it's not.
Scooby-Doo movie.
Well, it's a Scooby-Doo house. It's a general house behind
Yeah.
anyway in it. So
But I'm saying that looks like a Scooby-Doo type of movie
yeah,
thing you would see on a DVD.
he probably
Like
just
that.
stole it off a DVD. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I've got a feeling he's an artist, mate.
he's got a bit of a blurb in the middle, which I'll show in a bit. We've got Scurvy Tales till the ink dries with like a feather. I like that. I like a little touch with a feather at the
I
end.
do think he's a very good. If he's actually drawn this himself, he's a very good computer artist, mate. I'll give him
Mm.
this.
And then we've got
HHN, you've got someone else you should sign up.
yeah, Pumpkin Patch. We've got a couple of little pumpkins.
Hard to read the pumpkin word though in that one.
Yeah, well, it's pumpkin. Yeah, it's a
And
bit difficult.
the patch is quite hard to darkness, but I do. Yeah, again,
Mm.
that's me nitpicking really.
Yeah, and we've got the Japanese one,
Spot
just
on.
like yeah, genetic writing with venues
Yeah,
underneath. We have the creature at the
I like
lighthouse.
this. I like this a lot. This one.
I like the eyes on the lighthouse.
Yeah,
'Cause I like
yeah,
the eyes poking
yeah.
through.
This
That's
is
a
a
nice
very
little
good
touch.
one.
And we've got False Idols Part 2, which has got the alien that's in the window, usually for Boris Schuster. Uh, I like that font.
It's very good. And then you got the
Um,
actual map.
then you got his map. Then you've got Goosebumps. It's just a generic
Yeah,
Goosebumps.
it's
Like it's
yeah.
that. Yeah. And then Gaslit Halloween
Oh, I like
Tale.
this.
That's for the show.
That actually looks like a great podcast thing. Oh, if, by the way, if you're listening, mate, I for years have made our podcast art, and I'm a novice, right?
Mm.
If you want to make us something, what's brilliant with all this art you've done the background with the great fonts now, I know Simon will get upset with me changing it again, but if he could make us something really good,
Wait until we give these out first.
yeah. So we're talking about 2024 onwards. I would like a professional one, and we'd have
Mm.
his little name at the bottom of it all the time.
Yeah, and there's the enhancer and a screen for the logo. Then we've got Curse Reflections. I do like the break. You can just about see Bloody Mary in the background
Oh yeah,
breaking
well
through.
done. Yeah.
And then you got the
I
Creative
like this
Presenter
again.
front page
That
screen.
yeah, again, that's another great t-shirt to me, that one.
Mm. Then we've got the Cryptid Unleashed.
It's okay.
Tales from the Crypt Keeper
Can I
Vault.
just say he's done this one very well as well. It
Yeah,
pops. I like ones
yeah,
what pop at you. I like this as well.
yeah. This is your favourite
Crow.
Crow Terrors Tradition. Oh, I've skipped one
Jesus.
too quick.
Yeah.
Bugs Extreme,
Yeah, now I see. Look,
Exterminate and
now.
Survive.
Oh my God, why didn't I not see this before? Because now I'm picturing how he's doing the bugs.
Yeah, see, that's why I said these till the end for you. And then we've got Universal Monsters Revenge of the Black Lagoon. I think that'll be it. And then there's all his notes. Uh, he's just obviously put his disclaimer at the bottom. This project incorporates integrated properties, intellectual properties to which I do not hold the rights, and I've got off.
Simon's camera has gone, people, but I can still hear him. It's just his camera
Why?
went.
Don't understand that. That's weird. That I think the camera's getting phones.
Maybe it's
Anyway,
overheating. It's the middle of summer. If you're having problems with the camera, mate, just change your strange picture thing. Well, while he's doing that,
uh,
anyway, the project is incorporates intellectual properties IPs to which I do not hold the rights. All rights to these IPs are owned by their own respective creators and companies. This project is a non-commercial fan-based endeavor and is not intended to infringe the rights of the copyright holders. All trademarks and copyrights are acknowledged. All logos and designs are mocked and were created just for this project to showcase for fans alike. Oh God, God. I like that. Well done, mate. So, Universal, if you some reason listen to this, don't you even dare say anything
yeah,
to him. If anything, you should give him a job because I think he's got some really good ideas.
there we go. I just shut the app down and restarted it, so it seems to have cleared it up. Oh, and there you go. You got the Bill and Ted one as well. They're not in any particular. I just grabbed
Boo!
them all at once, and
Boo!
then if you want to read these all yourself, that I read them all out. I'm just flicking through. You can pause it if you want, at any time, and you can read through
I
them
would say,
at your own leisure.
look, listen, go on X and check them out. Give them a proper time read. Don't mess
Yeah.
about with them.
Oh, they will do. But like I said, if you're watching this on, say my internet's unstable again.
It's all right, we're
Oh,
near the end now anyway.
Virgin.
We
Virgin can
did
go.
we do have a
Go.
spec map on our own for a laugh, but I just couldn't be bothered to finish it. It
No,
was
you're
going to be
breaking up on
based on
my end.
it was going to be based on British um intellectual properties and TV shows like Coronation Street, EastEnders, Doctor Who, and all that. We was having a laugh, Only Fools and Horses, and I may release it eventually on X. I'm not sure how Simon's going, but that is pretty much the whole thing. That was a brilliant spec map. Thank you, Hallowed Horror, for making us one of the judges. Again, we'll be happy to do that as long as you'd like us to every year. Simon has froze on me. Yet again, I'm going to remind you of our socials. Everything barring TikTok is at HHE Pod, even YouTube. And TikTok is HHE Pod 1, as in the
Back,
number
back.
1. So I've done all the socials there, Simon. So there's not much
Yeah,
more to say.
sorry. Um,
Oh, give us a
all,
5-star review on the podcast apps.
yeah, yeah. So sorry about that last little bit at the end. For some reason, my internet decided to be a pain in the ass. I just had to switch it off and switch it back on again. But it looks like we're back. So yeah, follow us on all the socials that Phil just mentioned. Uh, Congratulations on winning this competition from Hallowed at Holler. This is our um, prize that I don't think it wasn't mentioned, and I mentioned it to him that we were going to do a spec map episode or just on your spec map. So this is for you, and again, thank you for doing that map because if I got given that event, I definitely wouldn't say no.
I wouldn't have. I could do that. The map. I couldn't do the details he did, the script, everything. That is phenomenal. The only way I would do that is with chatbot.
Yeah.
But
So,
if you did an event, what would you base it on quickly? Who would be your icon just for a giggle?
mine,
Yeah.
Eddie.
Do you know who
Said it before.
Do you know who my idol would be? Icon.
No. Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh, well, I think we've got enough of them in today. So yeah, I'll thank you again.
Oh, by the
Joe's
way,
not-
yeah, we forgot about Joe again.
Yeah.
He
Joe
did
was
message
going to
us.
jump on, but we decided to do this last minute because I'm currently off work temporarily.
His internet's going again, guys. Let's get this over and done with.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm breaking up. But I've been injured, so I'm currently off work for a week or so. So won't go into details. It's not going to affect my Halloween Horror Nights. Fingers crossed.
He's going to come a Rottweiler werewolf. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm going to her for it anyway.
Yeah.
So, everything's disappearing on me.
It's all right. Just do your chat. Say goodbye.
Yeah. So, because Joe's not here, good night and sweet screams.
You got it right. And from me, is see you in your nightmares and stay epic. And we'll let Simon finish it.
Yeah, I've already done my bit.
No, I mean, it's just can't die, boy.
No, Halloween is not just for Halloween; it's all year round.
No, horror is not just Halloween.
Well, there you go.
You've done it twice in a row now.
I know.
Right, before we go, guys, he told me last week, and I questioned him about it. So I went, Halloween's not just for Halloween. He goes, it's meant to be horror, it's not just for Halloween. And he's got it twice in a row. So maybe he should just keep it Halloween is not just Halloween.
Let me know. Should it be horror or should it be Halloween?
Yeah.
Should it be horror is not just for Halloween or Halloween is not just for Halloween?
Direct message us or X direct message us or Facebook. We have a like page. Direct message us and tell us, should it be horror? It's not just for Halloween, or should it be Halloween is not just for Halloween? What makes no sense, but it's funny. But it's now funny. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace out.
Bye bye.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.